All right. What's up, guys? This is Beyond with externally for high level, and today we're going to cover some questions for you related to the small business snapshot. But before we get into that, I've got Ryan from my team and Sharon both here with me to help us navigate the small business snapshot. Hey, guys.
Hey, nice to be here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Ryan and Sharon, both of you guys have told me on several different occasions that people have questions related to the snapshot, and they always feel and think, excuse me, feel and think that our snapshot is very robust. It's got a lot of workflow automation in there. You know, can you trim it down? I believe some of the questions have been, can you trim it down and make a smaller, shorter version of it as well, right? And our answer has always been, well, no, it's not necessary, because the way the snapshot is built, only certain items will work, even depending on the features that are being offered, right?
Right, exactly. I think the best way to think about it is if an action is happening in the real world, right? For example, if you install the web chat widget on a website and somebody answers through that web chat widget, is trying to use it, then a workflow will be triggered. And, it's only any things that happen in the real world that you go and install and put that action into place, then the snapshot gets triggered. So I think a lot of people have this misconception that, wow, there are a lot of things in the snapshot, it can do a lot. Are these things going to randomly happen, right? The answer is no. They will only happen if you intend on them happening.
Right. So if the trigger matches, there's obviously triggers in the workflows that are set to trigger out. If that one particular trigger matches the condition, and that's the only time it's going to trigger out. And for that trigger to match, there has to be the feature, the tool in place. For example, the website chat widget needs to be in place on a website in order for that website chat widget trigger to match to fire off that workflow. Otherwise, it's not going to work, turn on. There's one exception to that rule. We have one particular workflow, which is our holiday messages workflow, right? We've learned our lesson a little bit the hard way there when we figured it out that some people don't want to turn on. But we've got smarter, and we've learned through the trial and error here on your behalf, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. That's why the snapshot has gotten so robust, I believe, because we've gotten a lot of feedback from our customers, and we've made a bunch of changes and updates over time. It's been built for almost a year now, and it's been grown so much more than when it first started out. But the holiday workflow that I'm talking about, Sharon, allow me to share my screen real quick. Okay, so the holiday workflow is right over here in a Z009 folder, and now we by default it's set to draft. What this relates to is anytime a contact is created, we're updating the holiday dates on that contact, so that whenever that holiday rolls around, it'll fire off that message. But one thing it requires for someone to go in and sort of take a look at, and by the way, there's a whole training on this that we've built that you get when you purchase a snapshot, and it goes through exactly how every single workflow works, and as well as what's inside each workflow, what are the items you need to update and change. So you get to learn all of that when you purchase a snapshot. But in here, it fires off an email when, for example, a New Year's email will fire off right over here at this time. So what you want to do is you may want to go in and edit the messaging on that New Year's email the way you want, or your client may want it to be presented. But otherwise, it's a beautifully designed email. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. It's a beautifully designed email. It's got the schedule a call link in there if someone wants to do that. Let's go.
Have you guys ever gotten questions on different ways that you can use these holiday emails?
I have.
What are some of those questions.
So, for example, for me, I've heard some depending on where these campaigns are being used. For example, we have different types of holidays or different holidays in different places, or someone just doesn't, for example, believe in putting holidays messaging out there, so they'd like to put some other type of offers out there more consistently. So, yeah, I've seen people looking to kind of substitute the messaging with something that's more appropriate for their use case.
Yeah, definitely. I've also seen people turn these simple holidays emails into promo offers. You can go ahead and add like a special sale messaging inside of these emails, and now you have a whole set of holiday promotions that you can use year after year.
There you go. That's music to my ears. See, that's exactly why we designed this snapshot in this way, because you can take an idea and improve it even more based on whatever that particular customer may want to use. Now, not everyone may want to use a promotional offer as a holiday email and send it out. Some people just want an engagement point, just, be in front of them and just wish them a happy holiday, right? But there may be a business use case for, depending on the type of business, where you may want to say, get 50% off or 20% off or whatever the case may be, right? So that's good to hear that people are already doing that. All right, so here's one of those email templates. It's very simple the way it's built out. There's a designed image. Your logo pops up over here, or the client's logo will pop up over here based on custom values. Happy Halloween from our team at the name of the location. Enjoy your day off, take care, and schedule an appointment. So this is where you may want to sort of change some of this item depending on the type of business and the call to action there may be. Matter of fact, we've even set the call to action here in custom values, so you don't. So it applies to all of the emails, but some may say it's schedule an appointment. Others may say schedule a call, or there may be a type of business where you don't have a need to schedule anything. It might just be going to like a landing page or something, or visit our website or check us out or something of that nature, right? So those are the type of minor things that may require being updated in this particular case.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, right? That we've strategically put these custom values and other templates in certain locations where we're making it easy to set up and easy to customize at all different touch points, right? So for example, these holiday emails, now that you have these templates built out, you can also clone that email and turn it from a holiday email to just a simple nurture. And, you replace that the call to action button name and the link, and you can continuously do that as many times if you want to test out sending them to a calendar versus sending them to a specific link somewhere else. You have the option to, not only the option, but it's super easy. It takes 30 seconds to change out a link and a custom value, and now you have a whole new campaign.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that I hear often as well as we're looking at, you mentioned, hey, there's a lot there. And so they're feeling like they need to turn things off. So we just addressed that. But I think some just want to focus on a few features and be able to kind of have a simple offering. And I love how, if we were to highlight a list of everything that HighLevel can do in a list, it'd be exhaustive. It'd be a very long guide, feature by feature. But I think as we look at what we set up, we have so much of a framework there, but people can just offer a few things like a nurture campaign, or using the web chat widget, or like a database reactivation or something like that. So they can just use a few features and offer a ton of value with that.
Absolutely. So you just talked about nurture campaigns. Here's our A102 is the workflow folder for nurture campaigns, right? And this one's by default, it's set to be in draft, because during the training, we show you that, hey, you need to come in here and update the content to, depending on whatever the messaging for that particular business may be. For example, a real estate business versus a doctor's office versus a solar business, a pet grooming, a hair salon, they all may have different messaging to nurture. And some may even want to nurture on a different time periods, right? So you have the flexibility of using the workflow that's already built out but simply updating the time. For example, if you don't want to use a weekly nurture and you feel that's too much, you can change that to bi-weekly or 15 days or 30 days, whatever the case may be. Or if you feel it's not often enough, you can change it to every day if you want, or maybe once a day for the first 7 days or something like that, and then you go, then you spread it out a little bit more. So you have all those options already here for you, and simply click on one of these days, change the wait time from 7 days to 1 day, or update the name and then hit save, and that's it. That's all it takes to update that one action. And then you've got these messages, and now look at this. This workflow, by the way, is only going to trigger out when there's a contact tag that's called nurture or new lead being added to this. And if that tag gets added, then it's going to trigger off this workflow. And now you're going to be very conscious on setting that up, because the new lead gets added during a calendar call booking. That's when a new lead gets added, and then nurture gets added along with another stage as well. So once you've got those set up, you're going to come down here into SMS1, and it could be a new tip from anything that you want to sort of share as a value added educational sort of knowledge enhancing series for why your business is the one they should choose, or why your business is so great for your customers to be doing business with. So as a business, you want to enhance the knowledge of your customers and make them feel so powerful that they know that they're making a knowledgeable decision, right? They're not being sold to, but instead they're making a knowledgeable decision because you've educated them over time, telling them this or that about your business. So for example, we've got our dental snapshot, right? So we've got tooth tips or tooth tip of the day in there that triggers out every week. The most important part in these is this one line right here, the branding of the business. Every time that message triggers out, you're looking at it and seeing which dental practice or which business it came from. So whenever someone asks you for a referral or you have a problem that business solves, guess what? You're not going to go on Google to search for it. You already know exactly where you're going to go because they've been sending you messages. They've been on top of mind that whole entire time.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things that you said there is don't make the customer feel like they're being sold to, right? I think that is one of the very important things that we learn about in marketing. Don't be that pushy salesman. Try to get them to do business with you by just providing pure value, pure information, and just try to provide as much education as you can, and automatically you'll begin to gain their trust, credibility, and you'll become that industry expert, right? And they'll want to do business with you without you even having to, push them to try to work with you. So yeah, when you're thinking about writing these messages out, definitely keep that in mind. Try to write these in a way that you're just providing pure education and pure value. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off there, Sharon, but in regards to these messages, agencies can strategically take advantage of this, right? They can provide them a service in addition to the software that they'll help them write these nurture messages for them. Look, they can have a year's worth of content on this. They can automate their follow-up sequences for that business. And over time, you're going to get more customers out of that follow-up sequence because you've been keeping up with them, right? There's 52 weekly messages in here that this workflow is set up for, and we've set up. And here's another thing: we've set up the SMS and the email nurtures separately. right? Because now that there's D&D for options available, when someone opts out of your SMS sequence, well, you don't have to turn off sending out emails to them as well, right? You're not completely opting them out. You're only opting them out of the one particular workflow that is not sending out the text messages anymore. But you can still keep them in your flow and continue to send out your email messages to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And it's interesting how I think when people get access to the snapshot, it can look like a lot when you think of all the different messages that go out, but you don't necessarily have to sit down in one shot over the weekend, for example, and write out a whole year's worth of text messages and emails for the client. In fact, they're probably going to stick around longer if you're delivering that over time, right? So with each month in advance, you're building that out, or maybe you do take the time. You have a lot of different options, right? Where you write that all out ahead of time, and then someone steps into a snapshot that's already set up for their purpose, and they're running from the start.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're the type of agency that deals with the same business types over and over again, right? So let's say a pest control company or something like that, right? Or a dog grooming business. You can go in there and write out a series of messages and use those as templates to give to all of your customers. And if you want, you can even charge a premium for it, or give it to them as an add-on bonus that you're already getting all those nurture campaigns right now, because you've templatized them for your other businesses. You might as well, use it over and over again for them. Otherwise, if you're the type of business, like you said, Ryan, you're in different niches, right? Then write out 7 of them. 1 week, 7 of them is going to last you 7 weeks in here. And you can just do that over and over again. And pretty soon you're going to have all 52 done, and that's it.
Yeah. You mentioned a great point about adding this as a bonus and really just highlighting something that's already in here that I think a lot of people don't point attention to and kind of miss out on the added value. So how would you kind of put together, as we looked at the tier 1 pricing, or the tier 1 features that are included in there, what you add on as a bonus, what you highlight, and what you may not highlight at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Sharon, if you can share your screen and show the tier 1 bonuses that we put together, or not the bonuses, but sort of the features we put together. So we went through and sat down and said, okay, what are all the features you get with HighLevel and in the tier 1? So this tier 1 is the locked down features that HighLevel has in the SaaS configurator, right? Just those features alone. Those features alone bring you so much firepower in that one package. It seems like a small package, but it's really not. It's still got a lot of different things. So check this out. You got keyword SMS marketing, right? So keyword text message marketing. So someone sends a text message to a number using a particular keyword, and you fire off a text message back. So you can say, hey, text free to XYZ number, and you'll get a free deal of some sort, right? So that is an example. So you got that, and then you can use a drip campaign to that as well. And the bonus to this, to answer your question, could be that we will set up that for you, right? We will set it up for you so you can utilize this for yourself. You can set up you can set up a one-time SMS blast for them and show them how to do it over and over again if they want to, right? The drip campaign could be used in 2 ways. One, to drip out the same message to a list of, let's say, 1,000 people over a time period, over a longer time period, let's say 30 days or something like that, or 3 days or 4 days, or whatever that time period is. You're just slowly dripping out to few customers at a time that one same message, right? Essentially an SMS blast with a drip campaign there. Or you can set up that keyword marketing, and when someone comes in and uses that keyword, text is in, you can send out the initial offer to them, and then a few days later or a few hours later, whatever the time period, the wait time is in between, you can follow up again and say, something else and check in, another follow-up message and so on and so forth. And maybe at the end of that message, you want to add that nurture tag to them so that you can nurture them and add them into the A102 workflow that we just went over in SMS nurture marketing, nurture messaging there. And that now they could be nurtured there. Again, you're dripping out marketing messages to them one at a time over a time period to just provide them more information on your business and why to do business with you. So just those three alone, that's how much firepower they have. I haven't even talked about any of the features yet, but just those three right there. All right. And then call recording. Call recording is amazing. And I'll tell you why, because in general, people know calls are recorded. And even if you are using call recording, so for example, at my other businesses, we had call recording prior to HighLevel. We never listened to a single call that was recorded. And every time we needed to listen to it, you had to search through, figure out, you had to go into the software, type in the phone number and search how many different times they called and then try to narrow it down. And it was not easy at all. Here, all you have to highlight as a person selling the software to your client is, look, it's inside the conversations inbox, and it is based on the time and the date that call was placed and whatever other conversations took place, whether it was a text message or an email. It's in line with all of that. And you can go in and simply hit that play button and listen to that call. It's that simple. Why wouldn't a business owner use that, right?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing all that you have to string together outside of HighLevel to do that. I remember, previous business paying $500 a month just for a text messaging platform to send out text messages. And so I think people often wonder whether they look at this list and they feel like it's a long list, or they look at it and feel like it's short. How much should I charge for this? Right. So even any one of these components we can see broken off into other services that charge premium rates.
Absolutely. Just the three SMS marketing stuff that we went over there. There's a company called Simply Texting or Simple Texting, something like that. And I think their lowest package is like $45 a month or something like that. And then plus usage charges on top of that per text message after a certain amount of time. And they may not even have half of the features that HighLevel offers. It's probably that one thing that you could do with them.
Right.
Just having that SMS marketing is one of the most powerful things, because SMS is so personal, right? It's right straight to your phone. It pops up or right as, the message comes up, and people will look at it way more. I don't know what the exact rates are, but, just by, human nature and logic, people will look at an SMS more often than they will look at an email.
Absolutely. I see the next feature that we mentioned in our list is missed call auto text message. And I don't know if this is the case with everyone else, but before HighLevel, I didn't even know that was a thing, that there was something called missed call auto text. But now that I know what it is, it's an amazing tool, and we've used it in so many different ways. But I bet you a lot of businesses out there don't know what that is, and you're going to blow them out of the water just by mentioning that this is what that feature means and this is what it can do for you. I'm going to share my screen again and show everyone how our missed call text messages out in here. Let me see if I can get to that real quick.
While you're doing that, I think it is interesting how you mentioned other businesses don't even realize it exists. I think it's also true for me. I was running an agency for about a year and a half, and in that whole time, it had access to missed call text back, but never actually used it. So join the team and see how you guys use it. I'm like, wow, I missed out on a huge opportunity there. So I think it's something that we all need to be educated on how to use well.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two things. One, HighLevel has the missed call text back built in right into to the software, right? We actually recommend to turn that off because we've got a more powerful and advanced version of the missed call text back built in. The one that's built in into HighLevel is fairly simple. You write out the message every time you miss a call, it'll fire off, right? The problem with that is every time you miss a call, it'll fire off. So if someone calls you 4 times in a row, you're going to send out the same message to them 4 times in a row. And you may even piss someone off noticing like, hey, why are you texting me the same thing? God damn it, I'm calling you because I need your help, depending on what they're calling for. So in our workflow here, we have, of course, that message as well, that sorry we missed your call, and you can customize it to whatever you want. We put it on a template, so customize it to whatever you want, or use it as is. And then we've even added a secondary message. So the first one is a plain text without a URL, so that way we can ensure deliverability of the message, right? Sometimes a Twilio, if it's the first time you're texting them and you throw in a URL, Twilio may not deliver the message to the customer. So the first message goes out, plain text, and then a second SMS goes out just a few seconds later. And in here, you can say things like, hey, to schedule a quick call, here's your calendar link, and you can have them schedule a call with you, right? And if it's the business that's not offering the calendar, then come in here and simply remove that that message, and you're done. You can only use the missed call initial message there. And then on top of that, we're adding a task to the system so you don't forget to call. And we're sending you an alert through the app, through the mobile app. So if you've got the Lead Connector mobile app on your phone, or the HighLevel app, you're going to receive a notification that so and so called and we missed a call, or this number called and we missed a call, right? And then we're also adding a contact note to we're adding a note to that contact that this particular workflow fired off, and a missed call occurred there. And finally, to battle against the multiple calls, we've added a wait time of 1 hour. You guys know why that wait time is so important?
So what you were saying, if somebody's calling you back to back, it won't trigger off the same workflow over and over again and send off that initial SMS.
Yes, absolutely. So the way HighLevel has designed these workflows is that one instance of the contact is only going to be inside a workflow at one time. So if that person calls first time and we miss a call, they're going to enter this workflow. And even if they've gone through the entire workflow and they're waiting out the 1 hour, they call the second time within the hour or a third time, the system's not going to let them enter into the workflow because they're waiting on that 1 hour wait time, and it hasn't finished off the workflow yet. So they can call as many times as they want, but they're only going to receive the sorry you missed your call message once. Hence, you're not pissing off any customers or anyone by auto texting as if your system's broken over and over again. So that's how the missed call text back works there.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying it's kind of fascinating, right? How much thought goes into building each one of these workflows. We've built these, tested it out, found what works, doesn't work, and improved upon it over and over again to come up with a system and workflows that actually are effective, right? So it just fascinates me every time, the little details that we've put in here and there to make sure it is as optimized as it really can be.
Yeah, that's exactly what makes our snapshots so powerful and robust, because they improve over time. And we're not just improving these snapshots based on our own knowledge. We're getting a lot of feedback from hundreds of customers that have purchased this or received it or using it actively. And they're telling us, hey guys, could you add this? Could you make this better? This and that. Just like people are offering feedback to HighLevel all day long, every day, we're getting similar feedback from customers as well. And that allows us to open up to their ideas, something we may not even be thinking about, right? and then improve these workflows. And it just keeps getting better and better over time.
Yeah, it's telling when you buy a snapshot and you realize that it's all built in campaigns and triggers. And it's like they might not have been built this anytime recently, just because they're not making the updates as frequently. So it definitely shows when you see that the snapshot's been updated a few times, even the last month or two.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Sharon, let's go back to the screen again and take a look at what other features we have, so we can go through those there.
Here we go.
On the tier 1. All right, so we were there we go, missed call text back. So we just covered the missed call auto text. Two-way text messaging, that's very simple. Everyone knows, hopefully everyone knows what that is, but the conversations inbox allows you to do the two-way text messages. We don't have any automations around that, but there's no automations needed either inside the snapshot around that. It's a simple two-way text messaging back and forth. Built-in phone dialer, that's another amazing option you can offer your customers to actually dial out, call out. For example, if some people are working remote, a lot of people are working remote these days, you don't have to provide them a desk phone. Instead, they can use this software to call out directly from within HighLevel. And those calls are recorded and kept in the sequence there as well. Website chat widget, we talked about that already. The website chat widget, again, the workflow comes in and published when it first comes in. And if you don't install a website chat widget, it's not going to do anything. For example, we've got the software is being used by a bunch of restaurants, and restaurants don't have the website chat widget on their website. And even though that workflow, the small business snapshot, is installed inside those sub accounts, and that workflow is, but because the website chat widget is not installed, it's not doing anything. It's not going to hurt them or benefit them, because it's not going to trigger, right? Same thing goes with the Google My Business profile integration. This is actually very important, and I think everyone should take advantage of this. Get a Twilio number, throw in the number on the GMB profile as a primary, and put the existing number as the alternative number. So you can guide calls, you can route calls through the software, and you can show your customers, hey, look, this is how many calls are coming in from your GMB. Matter of fact, you can even take a separate number from Twilio and call it GMB, and then show exactly how many calls come in directly from GMB. Right. There. So, and you can use that to highlight your local SEO performance and say, this is how we're helping your business if you are offering local SEO.
And with being a marketing or a SaaS agency, right, making sure if your client is a local business, setting up a Google My Business profile for them should be, one of the very first things that you do for them, so that you can get that organic online traffic that's coming to them and capture it, and now you can call it yours.
Yeah, absolutely. And the GMB integration, that's not the only thing it provides, right? Just not the calls, also the GMB chat. Right now, today, someone has to have the Google Maps app on their mobile phone in order for a business to respond to any messages that are coming into that business from their GMB profile through the chat feature that Google's put on there, right? How many businesses, first off, that's only one person that's going to have access to that GMB profile. Just one person, the business owner, and they may not be very proactive or even tech savvy to be able to answer those chats back, right? And that means you're going to have a bunch of customers texting you, wanting answers, and people are using that chat feature these days, and you're not going to be able to respond to them. And if the business is not responding, well, you're likely losing customers, because they're finding it convenient for them to use and instead call the business. Well, through the integration, you can actually have that come in right into HighLevel. And like I said, we've got a workflow for that. And that workflow is only going to be active if someone is using the business Google My Business chat option, and if the integration has been done with the Google My Business profile. And that's a native integration within HighLevel. It's very easy to use. All you got to do is just log in to your Google My Business profile. And now you can have a number of people that have access to answer back within your staff, depending on how many staff members you have in the business. You can give that access to your sales team, your support team, or depending on the business type, your admin team, so they can answer those questions for them or guide them to the appropriate people. Same thing with the Facebook Messenger integration and the Instagram integration as well. They're both available natively within HighLevel, and we've got a workflow for them. And again, they're only firing off if that Messenger is used or if the integration is connected. So you can connect HighLevel to the Facebook business page, and anytime someone goes on the business page and uses the Messenger, it'll fire off the workflow. And the workflow is very simple. Just like the website chat widget, the Google business profile chat, the Facebook Messenger chat, the workflow also says, thank you for reaching, if this is during business hours, right? So HighLevel checks to see through conditions if it's business hours or not. And we've indicated what the business hours are, and we've indicated what the non-business hours are. And someone can easily go into that workflow and edit the business hours if they're different for different businesses. And then simply the message is that thank you for reaching out to us. Someone will be with you shortly, or thank you for reaching out to us. It looks like you've reached us after business hours, and we'll be with you the next business day. And at the same time, if you've got like a direct call to action you want to put together, you can throw in, hey, would you like to grab a call on our calendar? Here's the link, and you can grab a call there.
Speaking of, a while back, we had a customer who we installed the web chat widget on his website, right? But he was a super busy business owner. He had, a few businesses that he was running, and he said, I simply don't have the time to respond to these inquiries that come over the chat. Can you just turn it off for me? So what we did instead, because we didn't want to miss out on those leads, instead we customized that initial website chat widget message and put a calendar link in there. So, thanks for reaching out. I want to talk to you, and why don't you go ahead and grab a 15-minute call on my calendar? So now, we didn't miss out on those leads. We actually brought them closer to closing a deal with him.
Absolutely. And regarding the website chat widget, the other sort of question I get usually, or I've heard people talk about, is why is this not a live chat feature? Well, just like you said, a business owner wasn't even able to get to those chats that are lead captures, and they respond on their own, and those are actually text messages going back to the prospects. Well, they're not going to sit there and have the time to be in front of the computer all the time with the live chat window open just so they can answer those questions back, right? And on top of that, you're missing out on capturing those leads. You're not even capturing those leads because it's a live chat. You may maybe you've asked for an email address. You're definitely not getting a phone number. And here, whenever you do decide to text back, reach back out to that customer, it's going directly to their cell phone. As a matter of fact, Ryan, we use that daily in our business here at Extendly as well, right? We have a website chat widget right on our website. How do you think that's working?
Awesome. I mean, and I think the expectations change as you use that chat widget versus something live. I know I answer a lot of the questions and things like that via the chat widget, but if you're opening a live window and you're having a conversation, you have to expect that business owner or the salesperson is going to be available 24/7, right, or right in front of that. I know how often I go to websites and I'll reach out and realize that it's after business hours, it's after business hours, it's after business hours. Say it's based out of Australia or something like that. But that's fine if it's a text conversation, because most people, don't expect that live, it to only take 30 seconds to get back to them. You're having a text conversation. It could take a couple of minutes, a couple of hours to exchange those messages.
Absolutely. And the best part is it's coming to their mobile device, which we all use all the time, and it's right in front of us. And of course, text messages have a highest open rate, way more than email, and you're not even worried about it going to spam or anything like that. So they're going to get looked at and they're going to respond to you, right? So it's the best way, I feel, to go about using the website chat widget as well.
Yep.
So this is still the tier 1 features based on the locked configuration that HighLevel has available inside the SaaS configurator. So automated review requests, we actually have a workflow. It's our Z004 workflow that goes through this. And Sharon, let me actually share my screen again so I can go through that workflow. So you probably hear me saying all these Z00 numbers. Our team actually has these things memorized. So we know, depending on what the category is, we know exactly which folder those workflows are in. And by the way, if you wanted tech support from us in relation to those, we're very good at that. All right, so here's the workflow related to that. And it's firing off on a couple of different items. So if you've got a pipeline that you're using, if you're a business or depending on the feature set that you're being offered, if you're using a pipeline that has a stage called sold, and we have that pipeline in here, if it moves to that stage, that's going to trigger off this workflow. By default, we've added a 5 weeks wait time, but this could be updated. This is just sort of to safeguard against, depending on the business that uses, in case you forget and you don't come in here and update that, you can now remember, well, at least, it won't be like a 1 day after you're sending off these review requests to them, but you can come in here and update the 5 weeks to a day or 5 days, whatever it is that you want to use for that one particular business there. And then opportunity status being changed to 1, or a contact being manually tagged with the request to review tag. So either of those 3 triggers trigger out this workflow, and it's fairly simple. The workflow triggers out. If the tag isn't already there, we're adding the tag back in. If the pipeline stage isn't already moved to 1, we're moving it to 1, because that's generally when you would want to request a review. And we're sending out the review request email and a text message to follow up with that. And then a couple of drips to sort of chase the review and ask them, because most of the time you don't get a review right off of the first one. You actually have to follow up, right? And there's a bunch of other review request softwares out there that actually only send it out 1 time, and they don't have the drip capability. Well, here you can actually adjust the drip capability to whatever wait time you want in between, interval you want in between those messages going out. And if you don't want messages, SMSs, you can change it to emails if you want. And then based on how they respond, there's additional workflows in here, like a positive experience, a negative experience, things of that nature that'll trigger out to fulfill the entire review request flow. And recently, we released an update related to our review request feature that improved this review request feature from being very basic to actually a very nice looking a funnel that we put together. Ryan, have you had any new inquiries talk about or people requesting the update since that update was released recently?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think the review request feature is something that a lot of people use. And it's one of those features that when people come in to offer HighLevel and just want to create a simple package, a simple, tier 1 solution that they can get and start using right away. And people see value in that very quickly. So I love how we're constantly updating that and getting some great feedback. Seeing the new templates that I'm sure we'll share here we've gotten some great questions on that, and people love how they look.
Absolutely. And while Sharon, you're pulling that up, I want to share a story. So recently we did a review request campaign with one of our dental clients, and the message was, I don't remember exactly what the message was, but something along the lines of Hey, this is so and so from XY Dental. Just wanted to check in how things are going. Have we been providing a great experience, a great dental experience to you? Please let us know with a yes or no. And based on how they were responding, we were actually sending out, activating the review request workflow. So the initial message was just a one-off message, sort of as a survey that was going out to them, and they actually ended up getting a lot of 5-star reviews. I'm sure they got some negative responses as well, but those were filtered. They weren't asked to leave a review. And actually, I remember the doctor telling me that that it was great feedback because they now know what to do to improve.
Yeah. So one on that, one of the things that why we updated this workflow is to prevent review gating, right? I'm sure you guys have heard about that. And what a lot of people used to do before is, ask questions, did you like our services or not? If they had a negative experience, they would lead them to some sort of internal form and not allow them to post that review publicly on Google or Facebook. Now Google has really been cracking down on that. And so we want to, stay up to date and be compliant and ensure that we're being fair. So that's why we've revamped this workflow. So now you still get that. Yeah.
Sorry, in relation to that, the being in compliance thing it seems to be a personal choice between a bunch of agencies. So we're offering you both ways. And whether if you prefer to be compliant, then this is the method. If you don't, then feel free not to be. Continue.
So yeah, we created this new revamped review request system. So in those messages that Bianca was talking about earlier, there's a link to this survey where here they can go ahead and ask, pull it up, and we're asking them on a scale to 1 to 5, how happy they were with our services. So these split into different branches. So if they answer that they were happy or extremely happy, we lead them to this question here, where we're asking them in one word, why did you like us? What did you think about our services? Because we want to gather a bit of feedback here, but we don't want the client to spend too much time here, right? Because on the next screen, we're taking them to the public review sites where they can click to leave a review on Google or click to leave a review on Facebook, or they can contact us directly as well. So if we go back now, if they answer that, they could be happy or unhappy or extremely unhappy, we're asking them, where do you think we can improve? And these are custom values that during the setup, you'll fill out some options of areas that, you think you can improve on based on that specific business. So it can be things like billing, pricing, customer service, or anything else. And what this does is the same thing. It still gives you the option to post publicly on Google or Facebook. But now what we're doing is putting a little bit more attention to that form, that internal form where they can contact us directly, and we can leave feedback to try to go ahead and make that experience better. So in both paths, we're still giving them the option to post publicly, which is the key thing in being compliant. So this new revamped review request system, it's really nicely designed just visually. You can change up the colors here to make it match your business, but also it gives, the customer a really nice flow and smooth flow to go ahead and leave the feedback that they have.
There you go. So that's the entire revamped review request flow that we've put together there. And from it being a very basic workflow that it was initially when we first got out of the gate to being fully revamped. And don't worry, there's more revamped versions are going to come out in the future. The snapshot's going to keep getting better and better. It's not stopping here.
Yeah, actually, a few other things with it. So with this, the review request funnel, you have 5 designs to choose from as well. So not only do the color, can you customize the colors, but you can completely decide, which design best fits your customers. And what funnels into this review request is our referral system as well. So now you can offer referral marketing. So anybody who has been a happy customer, has left a review, next they'll be put into our referral workflow where they'll go to this site where they can refer their friends and family. And now you can say, we're off. This is a awesome way to do free marketing. You're turning your clients that are already happy with your services and automatically asking them to refer you to, more of their friends and family. So yeah, that is a whole review and referral system that we have built in. Why do you guys think reviews are so important for a small business owner?
For me, I just know as a consumer that I'm always looking for reviews for whatever I'm going to, whether it's the barbershop to cut what little hair I have left or what have you, right? So looking at those reviews is just a quick way. I mean, someone pulls out their phone, they don't want to go through to each website and call each company, but they'll look at reviews and just see, how many they have, what are people saying, and then make a decision pretty quickly based on that. So I think what it means to a business really at the end of the day is more people choose to work with them, and they get more traction from people saying great things about them.
Especially on Google, right? More and more people are turning on to Google and just using Google only for deciding whether they're going to do business with that company or not. Like you mentioned, hair salons, barbers, restaurants, bars, clubs, different types of businesses, plumbers, HVAC, dental, all of them, service businesses or product businesses, they all need reviews. And the more reviews, the more trust that person has in working with them. Right. So it's always good to continue to gather more reviews. And I recently read that in Google, the most recent activity on reviews. So for example, if you've got reviews like from 2 years ago, and let's say you had 1,000 reviews and then you stopped getting reviews after that, well, that's not relevant anymore because Google's looking at recent data and they're looking at relevancy. So Google's actually for SEO, it also helps for SEO as well, because Google sometimes, not sometimes, but Google's searching and ranking you based on what people have said about your business, the services that you provide, and it picks up those keywords and it ranks you. Sometimes you'll notice you only got ranked because something was mentioned related to your business inside your review, and that's why you showed up on top. There. And I want to go a little deeper on that. So within HighLevel, one of the things that people don't mention often enough is responding to those reviews, right? So HighLevel's reputation management system allows you to respond to those reviews as well. And it's got a beautiful dashboard that gives you where, how many reviews and the star rating and all of that within the last 6 months, and you can change the time there. But it allows you to respond to the reviews right from within the platform. And I think that is huge for your customers to show them that you could do that, as well as dispute the reviews. You can start a dispute if you right from within HighLevel. And there's also a share button. It's a tiny little thing. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it's a tiny little share button. You know what it does? It allows you to share that on your social media. It allows you to share the review on your social media. So, for example, your Facebook business page or your Google My Profile or something like that. Well, it's already being shared on Google My Profile, but it allows you to share that on your Facebook as well.
That's awesome. And when you're responding to those reviews, sprinkle in a few more keywords, and that's helpful for your SEO.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so continuing on with the features, we've got text to pay, which is fairly simple. Connect a Stripe account, and within the conversations now you can send out a message link a secured message link, which allows them to make a payment directly to the businesses. And some businesses that are remote and on the go, for example, you mentioned a barber or a hair salon. How can a hair salon use text to pay? So, for example, if it's a barber renting a chair in a hair salon, they may be using like Square or something, right? Now they can eliminate that, and they can go right into their mobile app, pull up that contact, and hit the text to pay button and send them an invoice. Same thing with a HVAC or any other service business. When they're out at a residence or a business servicing, they can pull up that text to pay and send them an invoice and get paid right then and there.
Yeah, so often you go in some place and they say, do you have, Zelle or, one payment method or the other? That makes it so much easier. So it doesn't matter what they have. Most people have text, right? So they can get that request.
Yeah, exactly. Unified conversations inbox. We all know what that is. It's that conversations inbox within HighLevel. I think this is one of the most powerful things about HighLevel that it provides. A great deal of communication goes into this, and most businesses will live right here in that conversations inbox. Two-way email. Some businesses may not even need to use a third-party email. Like, of course, you want your G Suite and whatnot, but you can literally communicate right from here as well with your customers as you go about your day. Mobile app. What do you guys think about the mobile app? Do you guys use the mobile app? I hope you say yes. But
I live on the mobile app.
Live on the mobile app, yeah.
I was just gonna say, can't live without it. I mean, having access to the system that you use to run your business is one thing when you're in front of the computer, but I mean, one thing to consider is a lot of sales professionals, a lot of business owners aren't necessarily in front of their computer all day, so they need access to real-time information around what's going on in their business on the app.
I actually got a question in today from a client. He was wondering if we can somehow make the web chat widget ding whenever, there's a new message coming in. That's not possible, but if you have the mobile app on your phone, the message pops up every single time. And that's what we use. And we want to be on top of those messages that are coming in from clients, right? So having the mobile app on your phone, you instantly see when a new person messages in, and click on it and right away respond to them. It's just like you're texting with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can make the website chat widget ding because it's going to ding on your mobile app, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and guess what? In our small business snapshot, we've already thought through this. There's notifications in place that are happening on mobile app. Like we went through the missed call text message workflow earlier, right? And there was a notification in there. Same thing with the website chat widget. There's a notification in there that alerts the users, and whether you can assign this to a particular user or all the users on the mobile app, right? And if a chat came on the mobile app, or a missed call came and you got notified on the mobile app, well, you can click on that notification. It'll open right up onto that screen of the contact screen of that contact. You can either call them back right from the mobile app so you can talk to them, or if it's a chat, you can chat back with them. If someone's texting you, you can open up your text message and it sends you a notification of that as well, and you can text back with them. So a lot of useful things you can do. Of course, the text to pay thing as well, all on the mobile app.
Invoicing, and you can send an invoice from the mobile app now too.
Yeah, that's the newest update on the mobile app, that you can do invoices, send invoices from the mobile app as well.
Yeah, my favorite thing about that component is when you're responsive, just because the notification's in front of you, right? It's on your phone. You actually get compliments from people saying, "Wow, I thank you for getting back to me so quickly," compared to it sitting in your email inbox for a while.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. All right, so that's a lot of features we've covered that just the tier 1 plan provides. And I think this is one of the easiest plans to sell, and it's the one that comes with the lowest support cost, because these features are so easy and adaptive for the business. so it'll also reduce your churn, because your businesses are going to use these, especially when you have the GMB, the Twilio number on their website, the chat widget on their website. You got those things integrated, and you're routing traffic through HighLevel. You're hooking them on to stay hooked onto the app, so they don't leave you. They're not going to want to leave you, because they're going to notice that a lot of the traffic is coming through this app, and the app is managing, the CRM is managing a lot of their contacts. And on top of that, you're building a list of contacts, right? You're building a list of contacts that you can market to through, like we talked about earlier, SMS blasts, email blasts, and things of that nature, to drive even more business back to you, more higher return on investment there for the business there.
I was going to say, I think, Ryan, you probably get a lot of questions on a day-to-day basis, right? Like, oh my God, HighLevel does so much. I want to get started with it. I want to give this to my customers. How do I simplify these plans? And how do I easily tell them what they're getting?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I think one of the things that I start off asking is, what do they know about the clients they're looking to get their system in front of? So I've seen, group owners, for example, poll their community and say, okay, what apps are you currently using? What are you paying for those applications? And really just understanding the industry, understanding what the pain points are of their clients. And so then they can, for example, if we're talking about someone who's doing landscaping, right? Those guys are in front of clients all the time. They're getting called to go be in someone's backyard. They're talking to them about a job. They get a call. So missed call text back has so much relevance for them, because they've had to do the, oh, hold on, 1 second, let me just take this. I'm with the client, let me call back, hang up. And then that obviously puts that particular business owner in front of a client that thinks that they don't value their time with them, because they're picking up that call and having a conversation because they're afraid to lose that lead, but they might have just lost one. And so just understanding, oh, these guys are mobile. They need something that's easy. The app would make a lot of sense. The missed call text back would make a lot of sense. So just highlighting those few things in order to sell that system makes it a lot easier for them to connect in a way that's really valuable, rather than just randomly picking features to include.
Absolutely. That's why I was saying this tier has so much firepower in there that it'll literally blow anyone out of the water. It's an amazing set of features. So you can either expand them out like we did. We literally listed every single possible thing you could do within the software. Some of the features may not make it clear when combined, but when you list them out, customers may realize and recognize, I could actually do that. With this. And when they see a long list of things, they're going to be amazed. You get all of this for what, $99 a month, or $149 or $200 a month, and they're gonna be hooked onto this. All right, let's go into the tier 2. And so here's the tier 2 plan that we built out, and you want to charge a little bit more for that, anywhere from like $299 to even a $499 per month, because at this time it's going to start to require some of your attention for this business. You're gonna, as an agency, you're gonna need to help the business a little bit, even in getting them set up and things like that, right? And guess what? We've already built out a lot of this, a lot of the structure inside the small business snapshot that we're talking about. So the pre-designed holiday emails, we went into it right in the beginning. They're already there. They're pre-designed. So now you can tell your customers, hey, look, you're going to get all these beautifully designed 12 emails, one every month for the holiday, that you can use to touch base with your contacts and wish them happy holidays, stay on top of mind, branding, and even add promotional offers to that if need be. Businesses don't design email. Majority of the businesses don't design holiday emails to send them out. Now you're making that business owner capable of doing so, and you're automating that process. They don't even have to think about it. They're worried about how to run their business. They don't even have to think about that touch point. with their customers. So I think that's a huge selling point, a huge bonus there. And it makes you as an agency look really, really good. It makes you as a software company looks really, really good because you're giving them the power without having to do much there. Same thing with happy birthday emails and SMS. We use the happy birthday email and SMS for some of our clients, and the responses we get back when that text message goes out is just phenomenal. Some of the clients are literally texting back that, saying, thank you so much. Oh my God, I can't believe you remember my birthday. And people just love being wished. You're making their special day feel even better. And guess what? It's a little bit more branding for you. And now you've made them happy. You've joined them on their happy day. They're definitely going to remember you, right? All right. And so the next one up is email marketing and the email builder, along with the funnel builder. So you're providing the email builder there. There's no necessary automation required that we've built in, except for the holiday emails that are already there. But you can have different types of email built depending on the business if need be. So no more MailChimp or Constant Contact or Active Campaign type of softwares. You're replacing those with this software, and it is highly natively integrated with a bunch of other things that are being automated here. So I think that's hugely important because you're not just giving them an email marketing software, you're giving them a full CRM that does a lot of different things, not just the email marketing portion of it. And by the way, if you haven't noticed this already, the email builder is extremely easy. It's super simple, drag and drop, and very easy to build out emails there. The funnel builder, again, people can build out funnel pages, landing pages, whatever you call them, as easy as the drag and drop goes there. Or you can get really creative with custom code as well if you want to. It has all those options available. That review request feature that we showed you is built with the funnel builder, combined with several other things, but it is on the funnel builder as well. And we're providing several funnels that are pre-built in here as well, right, guys?
Yeah.
Inside our snapshot?
Yeah. What we're releasing soon is a set of discovery call funnels for different niches. So we've got like a gym one in there, chiropractor, and a few other of these popular niches. So with those funnels, you just update the copy a bit. They're designed, they're built, and the flow is in there as well. You click on it, it leads you to a form and then a calendar and a thank you page. So the whole funnel steps are in there, and you customize the copy to your particular client and you're ready to go. You can set those up for people to get quick and easy discovery calls. While we're on that, I wanted to go back to the email marketing for a second. Beth, could you pull up one of those email marketing templates that we've got built in?
Yeah, let me go right there to our marketing email templates.
And something that covers both. What I love about this is whether it's duplicating the emails or duplicating a funnel, for example, like we give them access to, then it's just a matter of changing, like you said, copy on some. But if they really want to change out, add a new industry that's not in there, like a dog walking industry, if we don't have that already built in, then that's something they can just make some quick adjustments from a design standpoint. Then they have the whole process connected, everything from the form to the calendar to thank you page.
Yeah. Definitely. So what I wanted to say here is the email builder is super easy to use. It is drag and drop, but we've taken it, a step further and made it even more easier for somebody to get started with this. So for example, when you have a new template in HighLevel, if you start it from scratch, it's literally a blank paper. The footer isn't there, the email unsubscribe isn't there, all of this call us at the bottom and the logo at the top, none of that is there. So now that you have these email templates in the Small Business Snapshot, if you want to make a new email out of it, you just have to clone one of these existing ones, and you've got a beautifully designed email all ready to go. You just have to change out the copy of it and all of your emails will look consistent with the same branding on it. So that's just one other way, that we're making it easy for you guys to get set up and started and continue to build upon this system.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. When you open up a new email to build, it's just a blank piece of paper. Right. And some people can start wondering, like, what the hell do I do to this blank canvas, right? But you want to make your email look professional and have all the necessary content in there. Well, guess what? You can clone one of the existing emails, whether it's this one or one of the holiday emails. Here's a template email that we're providing in here that that you could use as well to put together your newer emails as you like. All right. And by the way, guys, the updates, the releasing soon stuff that Sharon mentioned, that there's more funnels coming out that we're releasing. When you purchase one of these snapshots from us, whether it's the small business or one of our other snapshots, we provide you these updates for a whole year without a charge. So you continue to receive these updates for a whole year without a charge as the snapshots improve with us. As we get more feedback and more ideas and more requests from people, we continue to improve them and we release them back to our customers who've already purchased them. So your snapshot doesn't just stay wherever it was when you purchased it. It gets better over time along with it. So you get to benefit from those improvements as well.
Yeah, the snapshot really grows with you. So, and the best part is that we take our feedback very, very seriously. So if there's a feature in here that, you don't see, send it over to us. You get your own private Slack channel when you purchase a snapshot with us. And that's a really easy way for you and us to communicate. So if you don't see something in here, send it over to us and we will get it added into our idea board and added into the snapshot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, one other thing I love about why I think people can save a lot of time by just grabbing one of our snapshots versus wanting to have the need to build it themselves is that this has gone through a lot of different tests, critiques with different people. It's been looked at with a magnifying glass many different times. The workflows have been tested significantly. We've definitely made our fair share of errors and improved on those errors where a certain workflow wasn't working and the customers were telling us and we thought it was, and even when we tested it, it didn't. And maybe then something changed in HighLevel, it stopped working or whatever the case is. We now because the snapshot's out there so many times, and if anything goes wrong, we get to know about it like this, and we're out there fixing it where you may build your own snapshot and you might not even think about the errors, and which eventually may make you look bad in front of your customers. It's different when you're getting that feedback from agencies because they understand HighLevel and they know there's a lot of errors that happen within HighLevels and bugs and things of that nature. But your customers are not going to understand that, right? Your customers are not. They're not going to give you the time of the day for that. So it's better to get these feedbacks from our fellow agency owners, and so that way we continue to improve, which is why I think people also love the snapshots as it gets better and better over time.
Yeah, and not only that, I think we also have a unique kind of advantage in terms of being able to support our clients, our agency owner clients, because we've seen in a community of marketers, people come up with complicated structures and really cool bells and whistles that just aren't really practically usable, and it's hard to get a lot of feedback quickly when you're serving, say, 10 or 20 or 30 or even 50 clients at a time. But when we're serving our clients and we hear feedback from them on people who may not feel even comfortable uploading a contact list, and we have to walk them through that and make sure they have that down, we're getting that level of feedback at scale, which is really cool. So it's not just a flashy system that looks amazing as an agency owner, but it's also something that they can get started with and feel like they can actually use it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, and we get a lot of that feedback through our live chat feature that we provide to agencies, and that feedback is only to improve the work that we do over time. All right, so moving on, we've got the request a callback website bubble. So just like the website chat widget bubble, we have this thing called request a callback website bubble, where someone can press on the little bubble. It pops up with a form, asks you for name and phone number, and you can press request a callback. So now a lot of people are not willing to pick up the phone and dial, and instead they want convenience for them, and they'll just click on it and enter in their information, and they expect a call. Now, this isn't a native feature within HighLevel. I'm proud to say this, that we built this feature within HighLevel, and now you can offer that to your customers as well. So you can engage customers in many different ways, and you can simply install this on your customer's websites, and now you can offer a request a callback bubble. There's actually companies that charge hundreds of dollars, and they go their pitch is that you lose your customers if you don't get back to them immediately, especially when they're on your website, right? And so if they put in like a contact form or something, and they filled out the information, they didn't want to call you, they just filled out the information on the contact form, but you're not going to get back to them immediately when that contact form information gets filled out. Well, instead, if you use our request a callback feature, you're going to be getting in touch with them almost immediately while they're on your website. Well, we built this feature to do exactly that. So within a matter of seconds and minutes, your phone's ringing and it's telling you, hey, you've got so-and-so on your website. Press 1 to connect with them. You press 1, it's dialing them. They answer, they receive a text message prior to that, they answer the phone, and boom, you're talking while they're still on your website. And if this happens to be after hours, no worries, we thought about that as well. If it happens to be after hours, they're going to receive a text message saying, hey, this is after hours, no one's available right now, we'll be calling you next morning. And then next morning, your phone's ringing right around 9:30 is, I think, when we have the time set, but you can obviously change that if you want, 9:30 in the morning. And your phone's ringing again. It says, hey, so-and-so requested a call either over the weekend or overnight, and you press 1 to dial. And right before that, we send out a text message to the person who requested the call to notify them that we're going to be calling you, and we're going to be calling you from this number within just a couple of minutes. So if they've looked at their phone, they're already expecting that call. They'll answer that call, and it won't go unanswered.
Yeah, let me actually show you guys exactly what it looks like.
Fantastic.
So we have it on, it's this little bubble in the corner. Pull it up, it brings up a form where you enter your name, email, phone number. And when you hit request a call, within as little as 60 seconds, the call patches through. And that company that you were talking about, CallPage, they charge $129 a month for this.
Wow.
Which is built in.
There you go. So that's an amazing feature that you guys can offer. That's not only one company. There's a bunch of others that do that, and some of them charge even more than that, to the tune of like $500-$600 a month as well. And now you can offer this built in. And I would definitely offer this as a second tier package to your customers to sort of drive them up onto the value ladder and offer them a little bit more. But if you wanted to offer it in the first tier, be our guest. You can most definitely do that as well. Yeah. And again, these are, the HighLevel feature set is kind of small. I mean, it's large, but when you divide it up, it's not as much. We've got almost about 20 bullet points in each one of these tier plans that we've put together. And all we've done is detailed exactly what HighLevel does, so your customers can better understand. And instead of just putting in calendars, right? We've written in there that it's calendar and appointment booking and automatic appointment reminders. Now your customer understands what that feature is. And then we've detailed, it's appointment cancellations and no-show follow-ups are also there, right? So when an appointment is canceled or a no-show happens, the follow-ups, all of those three are related to our Z001 workflow, where we have the calendar workflow. All right, let's go into the automations. And we're going to pull up our Z001 workflow here. So here we go. We've got the confirmation and reminders workflow that fires off whenever calendars are added. And the reason we've put calendars in the second tier is because, again, there's a little bit of complication. It's not as easy as the first tier, just plug and play. You wanna put a calendar on a funnel. You want to have a thank you page there. So it's going to require a little bit of time to set that up. And we've made it easy for you. We've already built the funnel, put a calendar on there, and we've put in custom values to make the branding, the colors and the logo and all of that, all through custom values for you. And you are free to go in and edit as needed and improve it even more. Maybe you want to change the thank you page to look a little different, or add another call to action on a thank you page, or whatever that may be. But we've provided you the basic skeleton there. Well, a lot more than just the basic skeleton there, so you can easily edit that instead of just starting from scratch. So it saves you a bunch of time there. So going into the workflow here, we're removing them from different things that we don't want to fire off, so we're not sending redundant messages, like if they had already scheduled a meeting before and they've canceled and they rescheduled. You don't want to still send out hey, schedule a meeting with us type of messages when they've already rescheduled. So we're thinking about all of that, thinking through what are some of the possibilities that could happen, and removing them from those workflows. Then we're sending out your confirmation emails, text messages. We're tagging them as needed, so that they could be nurtured as well. And we're removing certain tags. We're notifying through an app, through the SMS. We're putting them in a certain pipeline as well. And then more reminders leading up to the appointment to you and to the customer go out. We're not bothering you with any reminders except for the first notification that someone booked an appointment with you. And then 10 minutes before that, you've got a call coming up. That way you don't forget an appointment. And then we're also reminding your customer as well that you've got a call coming up. And now this 10-minute reminder could also be changed to like a 30-minute or a 1 hour before reminder. If this is an in-person appointment where someone's driving to a certain place, for example, like a dental office, for those, we've changed it to a 1 hour before appointment. So that way it's not a 10-minute before. And then we've also, in that case, we've also removed the reminder to the user, because they really don't need a reminder. They're going to be at the place of practice anyways. So that's there. And then 2 minutes before, especially if it's a call or an online meeting, and we use this for ourselves every day as well. You get a call right on your cell phone. It's reminding you who the person you have a meeting with is, and it's reminding you that you did actually have a meeting right now. So you can stop doing whatever. In case that 10-minute text message didn't catch you, you can stop doing whatever you're doing, hop on, find that Zoom link or the Meet link, whatever it is that you needed, and hop on that call. Or if this is it's an actual phone call, then all you do is just press 1 and it dials them. You don't even have to look up their phone number. It's dialing them and they answer, you connect. And then finally, we've got this thing called a meeting status update, or an appointment status update, which triggers out at the time of the appointment. And what that does for you is, and for us also, is and it can be structured in however you want, but we've provided a structure there, stages there as well. You can use this to update the stages in your pipeline, right? So, whether they were a show or a no-show or a canceled or sold, whatever those stages you want in your pipeline to be, you can use that. And we've added in internal notes there. We've added in external notes, notes to the customer, and an option to whether you actually want to send out an email to the customer or not. Ryan, I want to talk to you about this, because I know you use it every single day as you have meetings with our clients. Can you tell me your experience, and why do you love it? Or if you hate it? If you hate it, then you got to tell me, because then we got to change something in here.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So I think one of the cool things about that process is one, I think people have in our second meeting, for example, said, wow, I really appreciate you getting back to me, really quickly. So within that, sometimes actually while I'm on the call with them, because we're showing the process, I'll fill it out with them while I'm on the call. But really, even right after that, being able to quickly review some notes from the call, put together an email that just makes a lot of sense. And a little, pro tip, life hack is if you use something like a text expansion tool or something like that, that even makes filling out the follow-up email even that much faster. But whether you're whether I've been, on the phone and filling that out there, or in front of the computer, either way is just as simple to knock out. So I think having all those things in one place, it makes it much easier, I'm sure, from your perspective, to not have to follow up with me and make sure I'm updating all those different things. I've worked in sales roles before where, you have to update like 18 different areas of Salesforce or something like that. And as much as you want to try to stay on track, it's hard to fill all those things out consistently. But one form really makes it a salesperson's dream, because it's just one thing you got to handle. You don't have to focus on hunting down 18 different things in the contact record and updating notes and adding the next appointment and the follow-up date. So not only does it impress the people you're speaking to because you get back to them quickly, but it's really easy to use even as a salesperson.
Absolutely. So this particular little hack actually came in from experience, my personal experience, because in my other company, every time we would do a sales meeting and you tell someone that, yeah, we'll follow up with you and we'll send you X, Y, Z right after the call. By the time, if the call's gone for like an hour or something, you've already forgotten what you were going to send them, right? And especially if you're not taking notes. When you have this open as right with you while you're talking to them, one, you can quickly jot down whatever it is that you're going to send. And then at the end of the call, all you have to do is press the send button. You don't even have to go into your CRM and look up that contact and where they are and find the certain fields that you have to update, and then compose an email and grab the certain links that you may need to grab, like for example, like a demo video or something or whatnot, right? To send to them. You're doing that as you're on the call, and at the end of the day, all you have to do is press send. Plus, you get to select a status. You get to select a status, what happened on that call and how you want to disposition that call. And we've even added on our side, what services that they're interested in, right? So that way we can have a nurture sequence trigger out automatically to nurture our clients based on that. And it just makes it so powerful. It's a small little thing, but it makes it so powerful. With the help of the software, it can literally help you close more deals on day in, day out.
I've had a lot of different people use this a lot of different ways. One in particular that comes to mind, he's a gym owner. So what he did is hid the name, email, phone number field and gets it texted to himself. And all he has showing is the appointment status. And there he just fills out if it was a show or no show and what package the amount of the package he was able to sell. And he's made it, super quick and easy for him. So that's just, one example of how people are really getting creative and making this fit to their particular needs.
Yes, and it all goes back to us providing the skeleton there, providing the template there, and allowing people to modify and be creative on top of that. And that's great, and then from those status, we actually have additional workflows that fire off, additional automation that fires off. For example, if it's a no-show that you selected, then it adds you into the no-show workflow, and it's requesting you to update your status there.
Okay. We got the unlimited form builder. This is great to put different forms on your website whenever you need to, have another touch point for your customers where you can capture more leads. Every page of your website should have some sort of area with a form or a survey where they can input their name, email, phone number, because the point of having a website is to capture leads from it, right? So what the form builder does is really allows you to build different types of unique forms to place on a website. That's one example. How do you guys use forms in other ways?
So we just went over a great example. At the end of the calendar, you can put in a different form for every calendar with certain custom fields, so you can capture different information. Matter of fact, we have that on our schedule call calendar for a discovery call, where we ask our customers, hey, what are you interested in, things of that nature. So we get a little bit more information prior to that call. There's a bunch of ways to use forms. More importantly, all right, let me step back a little bit. So normally on like a contact us form on a website or other forms on a website, even if it's like a lead gen form that you may have, those forms are being filled out. For example, WordPress, Elementor, right? People are using different types of forms, and they're not going into any sort of CRM, right? Here, using the form builder, that the information you're capturing on the form is actually going into the CRM, and you're capturing those contacts. For the longest time, we had a website for Ovis, and we weren't even capturing all the data that people were filling out. It was just an email that would come to us that so and so filled out this form. So let's say it was a contact us form, and that's it. That data never went anywhere unless someone manually entered it into the CRM. Here, it's automatically going into the CRM and asking certain people to take action. A matter of fact, since we just talked about contact us form, we actually have a contact us form and a workflow automation built right into this snapshot as well, which you can take the form, plug it in onto the website, replace the existing contact us form that you may have on the website. And now whenever that contact us form gets filled out, you capture the information, you get a notification and an email that someone's filled out this contact us form. You can actually do something with it and add additional automation to it.
Yeah, that's a great point, especially so when we're talking about setting up your clients with HighLevel, but making sure that their website is fully integrated with HighLevel is one of the very first things that we should do. So, for example, every website has or should have a contact us form. All you have to do, it's as easy as flipping a switch. Place that contact us form that's already pre-built with the appropriate fields, appropriate workflows, and actions afterwards. Place that one form on their website. Now you can take credit for all of those leads that you're capturing through their website, through that contact us form.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't want to have a contact us form on their website, then don't put it on there. It's not going to trigger any additional automation if that form is not being used, right? So going back to people asking, hey, this is a massive snapshot. It does so many different things. Can I trim it down? Well, you don't need to, because that trigger will never be met with that condition, and for that reason, it'll never trigger out that workflow. So you're safe. You don't have, but whenever you do decide that you want to add that contact us form onto their website, guess what? You don't have to do any additional work. Just add the form onto the website, and your workflow is already built out. The automation is already built out, and it's already going to do whatever it's supposed to do from there, and you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Or as you were talking about so many different use cases for some of these processes that you could repurpose them. For example, using the status update form for something like onboarding or a different stage in the process. So an internal user can fill something in. When you're having a conversation with the client, they have that framework built in, and you'll start seeing use cases for what's already part of the structure. So, hey, let me duplicate this. Let me adjust a few things. I think this would be a perfect tool to help in your specific environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So form builder, custom fields again. Tell your customers that you get unlimited custom fields, and you can name them whatever you want. Now, I think HighLevel, we heard about that they're coming out with folders for fields as well. So that's going to be out. It's going to make life easy on that. And you can design different types of fields, drop downs, check boxes, monetary fields to collect dollar values, large text boxes, small text boxes, date fields, anything is possible there.
So
Sharon, Sorry, go
It
ahead.
makes collecting data easy, right? Because custom field still feels like such a technical term. How would you simplify that? Basically, can ask a question anywhere, and you're able to collect any sort of data from your clients.
Yeah, there we go.
Or even thinking about uploading data. A lot of people will get a list from another system they're bringing some information over from, and they want to make sure all that can map over. It's just a matter of creating a field to receive that information.
Yeah, you want to look more professional. Instead of saying, "Hey, email me your contact CSV file," you can put a form together and send an email and say, "Hey, email upload your CSV file here," and then you receive that. Then you can upload it into the CRM for them if they didn't want to do it themselves. Otherwise, show them how to do it. It's very, very simple and easy to do that. All right, moving on. SMS and email templates. These things are absolutely amazing. They're absolutely amazing. Why? Because you can put all your frequently asked questions. Any business gets asked like 5 questions over and over again that are more common to them. You can take the time and write those questions out as you notice that these are repetitive questions we're getting asked over and over again, and allow your team members to answer them perfectly. Right, all they have to do is hit the template section from the drop down, select the template, and boom, that question gets answered. I was working with the dental office the other day, and they said, we get asked, we don't take Medi-Cal or Denti-Cal, and we get asked that question over and over again. What do we do? And I showed them the SMS template section, and we crafted the response to that there, and they were just blown away. They're like, "Oh my God, we are going to so use this for every repetitive question that we get asked over and over again."
Yeah. And every business gets answered those. Ryan, you and I use that on a daily basis where we're like, hey, let's put this into the library of templates.
Yeah. The second you get asked a question the second time, you're like, okay, not again. Let's go ahead and throw it in there.
You got a response crafted for it.
Great.
And you look for.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say you look professional and clean every single time. Is that what you're going to say too?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. The best thing is that you look really, really good, and you've got a properly crafted, instead of just being in a hurry and typing in and forgetting about some of the things and not, answering that question formally, properly. You've got a pre-crafted response, saving you time and answering that question appropriately every single time. All right, opportunities and pipelines. Again, there's a feature on top of feature on top of feature. That's just amazing and amazing as we go through HighLevel. Sales opportunities and pipelines are also awesome. In our snapshot, we've put together a couple of sales pipelines, opportunity pipelines, and stages there for you. And some of them are attached to our status update form, which allows you to move across the stage. And again, that's one of the workflows that we ask that, hey, you take a look at the sales process of the particular business, because not every business, depending on business to business, may have the same exact process, and update that. We've put in a general one that will apply to majority of the businesses, but you may have a business that is not so general, or the business may want to have different stages for tracking, so you could do that. And not to mention, you get unlimited pipelines and opportunities. You can build as many as you want. You can go as much stages as you like, and as many pipelines as you want to build within that. So definitely talk to your customers about that also. All right, the next one up is the CRM dashboard. Very plain and simple. Everyone knows what the dashboard is. We know the look of the HighLevel, and it's that first dashboard that shows up. You've got that covered there, and there's some important metrics that come along with it as well. So show those to your customers also. Smart contact list. This is one of my favorite ones on this list. Actually, I've got a bunch of favorites, but this is also one of the top ones. Smart contact lists doesn't get talked about enough, and smart contact lists are absolutely amazing. And if you show your customers the different things they can do with this. It's literally segmenting contact lists in as many different ways as you want, using tags, fields, different things, different options you've got, D&D or not D&D. You can segment those. So, one of their practices is whenever we want to send out a blast for a restaurant, like a promotion blast or something, we have a smart list called opt-ins, right? And that smart list is very simple. Any contact that has a phone number and is not on D&D SMS list is on that list. All we do is we go to that smart list, we select all of the contacts there, and either add them to a workflow or write out the text blast, and boom, put it in drip mode, and off it goes.
Yeah,
That's how easy it is to use them.
It makes email marketing a lot easier, especially when you use it in conjunction with tags and, different fields. But one of the best ways I like to use it is separating customers from leads, because you want to send, a specific type of messaging to somebody who's already a customer, something different to leads who are yet to become. So this keeps you, organized. So you're not sending mixed marketing messages and just simply confusing people.
Absolutely. All right, we've got unlimited tags. Everyone knows what a tag is, but there's unlimited amounts of those that you can use. At least we haven't run into a limit yet, and we use a lot of different tags in our system. So I don't think there is a limit. Even if there is, your customers are never going to hit that limit unless you literally write out the alphabet along with the numbers up to 1 million or something. I don't know if that's possible or not. But so tags are amazing. You can segment the from customers, someone who's made a purchase, who's just a lead, who's being nurtured, different types of ways, different types of things, someone who's downloaded a lead opt-in, which one they downloaded, and if they booked a call, if they were a show or a no-show, things of that nature. It could all be used for tagging purposes, and then you can filter them and create smart lists out of tags as well. All right, Linktree style custom pages. We built out the Linktree style page within a funnel within HighLevel, so you can offer that to your customers. They don't have to go out and purchase a Linktree page, and you can do unlimited amount of these pages within that funnel. You can copy it as many times as you want. You can use it for different. You can use one for your social media for the business. You can use one for even as a contact card for the business. Something cool we're working on is, and this is actually a very simple idea, but we're going to make it available in our Small Business Snapshot, is a business card being provided, or ability to share the contact information through the funnel. So I'll let you guys know when that comes out, but it's going to be available on one of the future releases.
So we have two different types of Linktree pages in here, actually. So we have these customizable Linktree pages, which are underneath the sites and funnels. And these, through custom values, you can go ahead and put in different backgrounds. You can put in an image as a background and update that, or you can put in a color as a background and have that. So, or you can even put in a gradient like we have here and put that in as a background. So you have a few different options to customize, and they're super easy to customize. The background is built on custom values. So you change one area and that will update the background of it. Let me actually going to show you guys exactly what that looks like. So you come over here, Linktree background 1. I'm going to change this out, save it, and let's go ahead and refresh this page. And there you go. You have a new background, just as easy as that. So you can, with these 5 designs, you can make one for either each teammate or different needs in your business. So for example, in Extendly, we were getting lots of questions of, I want to speak to a particular person. I need their calendar link. And for my different support needs, I want to know who to reach out to and when. So we created this custom link tree page and it has, every person's description and their name. And when you click on it, it takes you straight to that particular person's calendar link. So there's a lot that you can do.
Team members are there.
Yeah. And all of our team members are there. So there's a lot that you can do with these linked tree pages. And, if you get creative, you can use them to solve, different problems of people not being able to find the information that they need right away. So those are the ones that I showed you right now. Those are ones that you can customize. You can put in your own background, your own colors, etc. But we've also have pre-designed ones that come with a beautiful design already, and you can just plug and play any one of these. And all you have to do is change out the names of the buttons, put in your own links, and you're ready to go. So there's these 5 designs that are pre-designed for you to choose from as well, or you can customize one of these customizable ones.
And we're going to fill up this template library with more and more designs over time as we add on different types of designs, different types of elements that we update. So even this, as small as it is going to continue to be updated over time.
So if I could just share one thing real quick. So as it even says unlimited tag, one of the things we talked about just previously, I think seeing that unlimited can be it's almost crippling if you don't have ideas on how to use it. But looking at tags, for example, how to use that in a structure that makes sense. That's why the Small Business Snapshot is so great to start off with as a foundation, because you already have a structure, a framework that's been thought through, and not just one off on the back of a napkin, but that's been built and tested and has been really proven to be tried and true. So a lot of people ask, like, how do you use tags in a way that makes sense? When do you use tags versus something else, versus the custom field, that type of thing? So, really starting with a framework that is built and then adjusting from that is a lot easier than starting from scratch, building your own sequence and structure around them.
Absolutely. Snapshots like this that are so thorough and robust would save someone hours and hours of time and errors that they're bound to make, not to mention the blank stares at the screen, like, what do I do with this? Right? We've all ran into that.
A lot of the, funnels and campaigns and workflows that we've built out in here are things that everybody needs and that you would build regardless. So why not make your life a little bit easier and start with something that's already pre-built, already tested, the bugs have already been worked out. You're going to build it and you're going to need it either way, because these things some of them are more advanced workflows, but some of them are, basic, that clients just expect to be in a software. And, why not get ahead of it and start with it already being built out?
Absolutely. And don't fail to tell your customers everything that it comes, like, for example, Stripe payment integration, Zoom and Google Meet integration, QuickBooks integration, the media library, and the tasks and notes section as well. You want to point these out to the customers so they know what they're getting. The tasks and notes are important. Media library is phenomenal. You got one place where you can actually put folders as well and store all of your. It's almost like Google Drive without you, and I don't even think it's got a storage cap that we've hit. We've loaded in a bunch of different graphics and things in there that you can put up. You can even load in your lead magnets in there. So for example, if you built out a PDF or something that you want to deliver, you can load that into your media library, grab the link of that and throw that in your outgoing email or text message so people can go out there. It used to be difficult to do that before, where you either put it on like a box.com or something, or another third party, maybe like Google Drive or something, and it doesn't look as neat as when when you go there and download, or you pay for a subscription on AWS or something like that for it to be downloaded natively. And this works just like that. I skipped over checkout pages and order forms. I'm going to let Sharon talk about that because she and her team built that. So I know she was proud of it. So Sharon, take it away.
It's definitely a team effort. So these are pretty cool. If your customer, does want to sell things online, now you're giving them the ability and allowing them to, easily make money online through your CRM. So what we've built in here is a pre-built checkout page, and you can, deploy this, make it a part of your customer's website, and they can go on here, purchase the product. All you have to do is enter the name of the product, a few bullet points about to describe what it is, and go to the payment section, create the product, link it to the funnel, and you're ready to go. Now you're allowing your customers the ability to easily make money online by providing them with this checkout page. So not only does it come with the checkout page and thank you page after the purchase, this thank you page you can customize as well. So if you need them to take specific steps after the purchase, maybe schedule a call or go to a specific link, whatever it is, you can put those instructions on this page. But when you head over to our marketing templates, here we've got a receipt that is beautifully designed and sends out after the purchase has been made. So it sends them a confirmation that that the purchase has been made. So here you would just enter the price of whatever the product that it was selling was for. It automatically enters when it was purchased. And here you can enter more information like your terms and conditions. We have a refund policy template built in here already, and it's linked. So that's ready to go. And, again, this is one other way that we are introducing a little extra touch of professionalism and making sure that, everything is clean, beautifully designed,
and making them look more professional. Your customers are going to love you because you're making them look that much better. Oh, and it looks like you're going to talk about the automation as well on this.
Yeah, exactly. So there's two types of automation on this. One is the abandoned cart sequence. So when somebody, we've purposefully, strategically have put in a two-step order form in here. So somebody can begin to check out by putting their name, email, phone number, and then on the next step, they have to put in their payment information. But that's one area that they may drop off. So strategically, we put in a two-step order form, and if they do drop off, we're waiting a certain amount of time, 20 minutes, for them to complete that purchase. If they do not complete the purchase, it triggers off this abandoned cart sequence where we're messaging them, hey, if you have any questions, let's chat. And that really engages the customer, brings them back, brings you back to the top of their mind so they can go ahead and complete that purchase. And if they do have any questions, you're being proactive. You're automatically being proactive, actually, and reaching out to them to try to answer those questions and make them feel more comfortable about the purchase.
Fantastic. And I noticed there were some workflows related to invoicing as well that we put out.
Yeah. So invoicing is one of the new features HighLevel has released, and they're still building more upon it, but we had to jump on this when I saw that they had some automation for invoices. So when an invoice is sent, currently all that happens is the invoice gets sent to the customer, sends them through an email and text message once. But here, what we've done is we're sending reminders for that invoice if it hasn't been paid. So these reminders go out for, one is 7 days before the due date, and then 2 days before the due date. And you can, you can copy and paste and build out more reminders, but this makes sure that, they're getting reminded of that invoice kindly, not in a pushy way either. We've been very strategic about our wording here, and so that it doesn't slip the cracks and they can go ahead and get that paid as fast as possible.
Yeah, well, look at that. And when you clicked on that message, it looks like we're providing the invoice URL in there, the invoice amount, and additional information, due date and total price and things of that nature as well. That's fantastic. All the information available at the fingertips for your customer to collect payment as quick as possible, as fast as possible. All right. And so what happens when an invoice is paid? Do we have a workflow for that?
Yep. Of course they do. When an invoice is paid, it sends it removes them from all the nurture. So these remove from workflow, you may, when you're getting started with HighLevel and building out workflows, it may not be very clear when I would use these, but as you start getting more and more into the weeds, you begin to realize that this is such a powerful action, the remove from workflow action. So we've put those in strategic places as well so that people don't get bombarded with messages. But yeah, so when a invoice is paid, we're first updating the pipeline, making sure we move that lead to the appropriate stage. We're tagging them with a review request so that, after a certain amount of time, they can go ahead and get a review request, go into that campaign, and then sending internal notifications to the users that this customer has paid their invoice, so that if after that they need to do certain things to get that client onboarded and get them on with their purchase, they can go ahead and take action right away.
That's fantastic. I like that little money bag emoji that we put there that you get, and you're being told that how much they paid and who paid it. That's phenomenal. That's great.
So I have to ask this question. There's so much detail in just making this simple, and obviously even getting a notification that you're getting paid. Who doesn't like getting that text message? That's one that's not annoying, like some other apps can be, right? How much time would a business owner that's just looking to build a system like this for himself take to put something like this together? I mean, we've talked about for a few different features so far. Like, what kind of time are we talking about?
Ryan, no business owner is going to sit down, first learn how to do this, right? And then spend the time to be very strategic and think through all the different possibilities to actually come up with the different stages, different things, and having to think about, remove from this workflow, add this tag, remove that tag, things of that nature to actually put this together and fulfill that automation, right? So just take a look at this one workflow, right? We're removing them from nurture messages because they've already purchased something. They don't need to be bothered with nurture messages, right? We're removing them from invoice sent workflow, right? And now imagine if you didn't do that, they'd be continue to be bombarded with nurture messages when they've already bought something from you. They're like, dude, I already purchased it, stop, right? And along with what they've already paid the invoice, but you're still sending them, hey, you've got this invoice that you got to pay, right? And they're going to say something's wrong with your system because you continue to still send me that those messages.
So you've probably seen people that will come in and say, hey, I don't understand. Well, what are these remove from workflow things for? Let me just take some of those things out. So obviously that's a mistake, but we've gotten to go through and learn where we can be annoying, sending out messages when someone's already in another a workflow or a sequence, and actually just make that simple. So someone can just come in, see that, hey, this is a process that's in place, use it like it is, and make minor adjustments if they like to.
Exactly. People can adjust these workflows as they need to, but the most important part is that they're being provided with a framework that they can utilize you're only going to improve it from here, I hope, right? You're not going to make it worse than what it already is, because we've already thought about all of the possibilities in here. And wait, as the invoice part brings in more automations, we're going to update those as well, and we're going to bring in more of those features and custom values and different items to be utilized in these workflows to make them even more sexier here.
Yeah. And, one question, Ryan, I think you get this on a daily basis, and Beanth, you as well. How much of the snapshot do I need to customize? Where are those areas that I need to change and customize things? Is it going to take me a bunch of time to get the snapshot up and going?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a fantastic question. So first off, like I mentioned, there's a training that we provide because we want you to deeply understand the snapshot that we've built and all the workflows that are built in there. And we're continuing to improve that as we go. And on top of that, almost everything is built in on custom values. Everything's built on custom values, and we actually have a control dashboard that you get access to as well, which has like 5 steps, and it walks you through step by step on to help you fill out those custom values easily. So you don't even have to go into the custom values section of HighLevel to fill them out and maybe not even know what the heck these are and what do they mean. We're actually telling you this is what this custom value means. This is what sort of information should be here, and you're filling that out. So it makes it really easy. Of course, it requires an hour or two of your time to go through it the first time, but as you start going through it, it becomes easier and easier to launch more customers for you, because you're now going to know that snapshot at the back of your hand or back of your head, and you're going to be able to go through it much faster every single time.
Right. And I would say, I don't think that it requires a lot of customization, because you don't need to go into the workflows and change out the actions. Really what you're customizing is the wording and in the nurture messages, and that's about it. You're writing out some things, customizing the wording, and that you don't have to do in one sitting. You can grow with it and do it along with your customers, and like you were saying, offer that as a service.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't have to come out with a very perfect system. We've already built a really good system in here, and that's been proven and improved over time. Go in with this and then see where the lacks are and improvements are needed, and then make those adjustments, those slight adjustments to improve it a little bit more. And over time, then you're going to have a phenomenal system in place. There's so much to talk about in HighLevel. So we've gone through, that was just two tiers that we've gone through so far. We're going to go through this rather little quickly, but the tier 3 is your most expensive and most involved product that you're offering. I would definitely charge a premium for this. If you're selling this at like a $399, $299 price, you're definitely short selling your stuff, because your customers are going to need help. This is where you're actually introducing workflows to them. All this time, those workflows have been there pre-built in the background that are already there, and their automations are firing off based on certain actions, certain features being available to them. Here, you're asking them, hey, you know what? You've got this workflow automation engine that you can have. And guess what? You can build your own workflows, and they're definitely not going to do it. So you as an agency should provide that as a service to build those workflows for them on custom as needed for their processes, their problems that you need to solve on automation. So definitely charge a premium for this service, and I would even include a upfront fee rather to charge when putting someone on this plan. And I wouldn't really care about right out of the gate selling someone on this plan, because the problem with that would be you would provide an overwhelming amount of information with this to them, and they may get very overwhelmed and confused and not even start to use the software. I would definitely start someone off at tier 1 or tier 2, and then graduate as they're requesting more features. Hey, could I do this? Could I do that? So let's take a look at some of the things we've put in here. Trigger links and short URLs, those are here. And we've got a bunch of trigger links built in into the snapshot as well that are doing different things. Lead opt-in funnels and custom thank you pages, lead opt-in nurture emails and SMS. We have a workflow called Z006 that goes through the lead opt-ins there that are put in here as well. And we've actually built in lead opt-in funnels, like lead magnet funnels, also as templates that you can use to customize as well, along with their thank you pages also. Of course, unlimited amount of automations and workflows that you can offer to your customers, invoices and payments that you can provide as part of this tier. Recurring invoices, now that HighLevel has recurring invoices available, provide that also as well. Automated invoice reminders, we just went over that. So there you go. You have that workflow already built in, and you can tell your customers that you can provide automated invoice reminders. Shopify integration, there's invoice tax settings available as well. HighLevel recently announced that not too long ago. Unlimited products and one-off and recurring products. So under the payments section, you can build products that are one-time or recurring. Tell your customers about those as well. The membership course builder, there's a lot of features there that your customers can have. And of course, unlimited amount of websites that you can provide to your customers. Not just one website, they can build as many websites or as many small little websites as they want. And is there a second page to this tier 2 through tier 3? I'm sure there is. Yeah, there is. There you go. There's another about a total of 20 features on this one as well. Unlimited surveys. We've strategically taken this from the middle tier and put it in the third tier because surveys are a little bit complicated. It requires a little bit of logic to put together. And you definitely want to charge for that. So that's there. Social media calendar and posting. That's your social media planner within HighLevel. You want to tell them you've got a calendar and the ability to post on your social media. Unlimited blogs with full SEO. So HighLevel's got a blog now and with the SEO structure there as well. Reporting dashboard, voicemail drops. Don't forget about that one. You can put voicemail drops on workflows. So that's a great ad there. Inactive lost lead promo nurturing. So our A103 workflow has a structure built in, a framework built in that you can, for any inactive or lost contacts or leads, you could activate a promo offer. And we've already built that workflow in for you. It's automatically set in draft mode to begin with, but we've got a 12 month, 18 month, all the way up to 60 month workflow in there that if you want to continue to nurture your customers that haven't purchased or haven't purchased in X amount of time, which is 12, 18, and so on and so forth, you can do that and continue to bring them back as well. Call tracking and phone number pool through Twilio, friends and family referral system. One of our workflows and the Z's, just as Sharon mentioned earlier, we have a referral system in place as well, and a workflow related to the referral system also is there, so you can get your friends and family, your customers can get their friends and family to give you more referrals. Refund and cancellation request management. So if a business needs to offer refunds or some sort of cancellations, we've actually built in a funnel, a workflow related to that as well, that handles the refunds and the cancellations, along with notifications and messages and outgoing messages that we're working on this. We've received your request and so on and so forth. And of course, HighLevel has the domain and the DNS management in there. You can add a domain, you can manage, you can do the URL redirects. API access is a big one. A lot of people need certain integrations done that, something like Zapier or Make or some of the other pre-built integrations don't offer. So you can do that through API access. I would definitely reserve that in the tier 3 so that you can offer the more complicated stuff for a premium price. You may even want to take the API access and say, we're going to charge you extra for this to provide API access if you wanted to. But at least I would definitely include it in tier 3. All right, that's quite a bit that's available here. Now, wrapping up, the last question people must be asking is, hey, how do I get my hands on this snapshot? So Ryan, I'll let you talk about how people can access the snapshot.
Awesome. So the easiest way is for them to go over to our website here at getexternally.com, go over to the Snapshot Store. That's probably the easiest way. and pop down over to the Small Business Snapshot. So yeah, here you're going to be able to see a demo of a lot of those features that we just highlighted right there. Nice and easy for you to walk through. And then as we scroll down, you see some of those basic structures. As everything from funnels, looking at extensive workflows, and some of those things we highlighted in more detail. But just hopping down to the Buy Now button on any one of those is the easiest way to get access. Sign up there and you'll get an email with next steps, and we can help you with setting everything up, or kind of a DIY approach so you can get it started yourself. So really, for however fast you're willing to run with that, we're right there with you. And obviously our team can help with customizing, adjusting, and getting it dialed in for your clients.
Fantastic. So we do offer a free one-on-one call as well. It is not necessary if you don't want to. We do have a self-starting method built in also, that once you purchase a snapshot, you get the access within 24 hours, and you're able to self-start by loading the snapshot into your account. And if you need additional assistance, our support team is available. We're not the type of company that's going to sell you something and peace out. We're going to disappear on you. We're there to help you become successful. We want to see you using our products over and over again and be a return client for us, for our support services, our onboarding services, but most importantly, be happy with the products that you've purchased from us so you can make a ton of money off of it.
Yeah, one thing I would just say is that a lot of people are coming this snapshot with a specific use case in mind. They have a specific snapshot they want to get to at the end of the day, and just know that it doesn't take weeks, months, even really days to configure this. It takes a couple hours and a conversation with someone from our team, so we can help get that dialed in as quickly as possible. And we've also seen people that will take this same snapshot and really just deliver it to small local businesses, give them the snapshot, and allow us to help them with putting that in place. So it doesn't have to take a long time. It's really a quick process and built with confidence, as you've seen.
Absolutely. I think we've put in a lot of work and a lot of different workflows and automation inside the snapshot that makes HighLevel very, very fast and easy to set up for a new account, and also very sticky. We went over some of those points earlier: the Twilio number, the website chat widget, the request a callback button, integrating their existing website if they have one. If they don't, then build them one, right? And putting all of that together on HighLevel, routing the leads, the incoming calls, and all of that through HighLevel really makes HighLevel a usable product software for them, and something that they can start to depend on over time. A matter of fact, probably within a matter of few days, they're going to start to rely on the software so they can start using it. And as soon as you get them to depend on it, rely on it, they are not going to leave you. They're not going to leave you, because their business runs on this. They are so far deep into this that even the thought of taking you out and going to a different software is going to scare them, because they've built so much onto this. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for taking the time to be with us here. And if you've reached to the end over here, definitely check out the Small Business Snapshot. Join our Facebook group as well. You can go to getextendly.com/Facebook or FB. I think it's one of those, and it leads you directly into our Facebook group, or search us up and we'll be there to help. If there's anything else we can do for you, let us know. Thanks. Take care.